Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Smithville Fiber, the Gigacity Company, fiber internet, HD, and digital IPTV in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. Mallard Grodner Attorneys, providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis, lawmg.com. The IU School of Education, preparing teachers, scholars, and administrators to improve teaching in Indiana and around the world. education.indiana.edu. IU Alumni Association, connecting IU's network of alumni and sharing the Indiana spirit through scholarships, advocacy, and volunteerism. alumni.iu.edu. The Radio and TV News Endowment, a fund established by listeners and viewers to sustain reporting of Indiana news. More information at indianapublicmedia.org/support. And by WTIU members. Thank you.
Coming up on Indiana Newsdesk. The Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy started a global outcry. Trump responded with an executive order ending the policy of family separations. But at rallies across Indiana, activists called for broader change.
We still have an immigration issue that really needs a lot of attention. I mean, this is an outcry. This is basically saying, wake up, America.
An independent evaluation finds wide-ranging problems at the Department of Child Protective Services. More on how Governor Holcomb is promising to address the issues. And we'll look at the expanding use of drones from crash site assessment to finding missing persons.
The drone's not a case of Big Brother watching. The drone is simply another tool that we have at our availability.
Those stories, plus the latest news headlines from across the state, right now on Indiana Newsdesk. Welcome to Indiana Newsdesk. I'm Joe Wren. Protesters gathered in Bloomington and Columbus this week to condemn the separation of children and parents at the southern border. The meetings come despite President Trump's executive order to stop separating children from families after they are detained.
Activists in Columbus gathered in front of City Hall and marched around the courthouse, holding signs and wearing foil blankets to imitate the space blankets handed out to some children in ICE detention facilities.
This policy has got to stop, and it must stop now.
Columbus resident Yasmin Norris brought her 2 young children to the rally.
I couldn't imagine having my children ripped out of my arms. I mean, I'm a legal resident here. I'm not a citizen yet. And the fear extends to losing your own children.
2,300 children have been separated from their parents at the border. Nathan Haza says the president's executive order doesn't address that problem at all.
So the executive order only keeps new incoming families from the southern border together and has nothing to do with retroactive families who've already been torn apart.
In Bloomington, hundreds of people filed into the First United Church to work on a plan to help children who are in detention facilities on the southern border. Emily Nihas organized the meeting, and she agreed with Democrats in Congress who are calling on Trump to immediately work to unify families.
Our American society is not doing very well with taking fast action when it's necessary. We're going to try and make this happen fast.
Folks at the meeting broke up into small groups to brainstorm specific ways they could make an impact. Activist Nancy Kalina says the issue is much larger than just the children who are currently in detention facilities or separated from their families.
We still have an immigration issue that really needs a lot of attention. I mean, this is an outcry. This is basically saying, wake up, America.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Tyler Lake.
As the policy is seeing challenges from several lawsuits across the country, Indiana Republican Senator Todd Young and Democratic Senator Joe Donnelly have both come out against it. The 2 senators have both signed on to different bills intended to end any policy that separates children and parents at the border. Indiana's Department of Child Services could undergo significant changes after an independent evaluation outlined a number of issues within the agency. Long festering problems in the child welfare system exploded into public view in December when former DCS Director Mary Beth Bonaventura resigned. In a scathing letter, she accused Governor Eric Holcomb's administration of making management changes and service cuts that all but ensure children will die. Holcomb brought in a consultant to review the agency. As Brandon Smith reports, the governor is pledging to take action on the problems detailed in the report.
Some of the challenges identified: overburdened and underpaid workers, too many children in foster care, and a, quote, culture of fear among DCS workers. Holcomb says half of the evaluator's recommendations were in past reports but not implemented. The governor is moving $25 million from the state's surplus to address some issues, including better pay for DCS workers, but he won't say whether more money is needed.
As you improve in one area, that can draw down cost in another area, and it's synchronizing all of those actions that makes this one of the most challenging jobs on the face of the planet.
The evaluator also recommends structural changes to the agency. For example, it suggests the state's caseload requirements, how many cases DCS workers should handle at once, should be redefined. The agency has never met its caseload standards, but DCS Director Terry Stigdon says adjusting the definition isn't about ensuring the state finally meets those requirements.
To make sure that we are able to look at caseloads that is considered the best way to look at caseloads in child welfare.
Democrats who have been advocating for the legislature to take action for years praised the governor's action and said they were encouraged.
And Brandon's with us now. Thanks for coming on, Brandon. The DCS overwhelming caseload has been an issue for years. So how far has DCS been from meeting the needs of children in the state?
Well, the caseload specific issue constantly varies. It's measured by region in DCS, and there's 19 of those regions across the state. And so at any one time, some of those regions might be meeting the standard, others might not, but at no time have they all been meeting the standard. Now, as to whether or not DCS is meeting the needs of children, that's much more complex and probably almost impossible to definitively measure.
The evaluator also says Indiana's definition of neglect is broad. Ed Delaney says he's not sure that's a necessary change to look at.
I mean, what are we trying to do? Have we been too generous to our children in defining what's neglect, and too broad in determining who should be held responsible for neglect? I would hope we haven't, but that is not an area that I would think is useful for us to work on.
So, Brandon, do you see much political will to examine that side of the issue?
Well, there will probably be some, because this was a major recommendation from the evaluator, but it's a politically tricky one, because any move to change the caseload definitions, or the definition of neglect rather, that could be seen as just trying to move the goalposts to make DCS look better.
So now that they have these recommendations, what's required by state leaders to implement these changes?
Well, some of the issues are really internal to DCS, so leaders within the agency, everybody within the agency can make those changes. Others are going to cost money, so that's something that lawmakers will have to take into account when they write a new state budget next year in their 2019 session. And then still others, things like changing the definition of neglect or redefining how the caseload standards are calculated. Those would require actual changes to state law.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe.
Now for headlines, we go over to Barbara Brosier, who has the latest on this week's top stories.
Thanks, Joe. Indiana's Attorney General warns other Indiana counties against establishing syringe exchange programs following Marion County's approval this week. Curtis Hill says Wayne County's program has had problems, including the unauthorized sale of needles.
Be cautious about entering into these programs without an understanding that there are risks associated with this process.
Wayne County's health department says the program is working. 8 Indiana counties have needle exchanges. Marion County's City-County Council approved an exchange just this week. The state's third baby box is going up in a central Indiana fire station. Lawmakers approved legislation this year to expand the state's safe haven law to allow 24-hour fire stations to install baby boxes. Monica Kelsey is a firefighter and founder of Safe Haven Baby Boxes. She says the option is safe.
When a mom comes up to the door and she opens the door initially, the first 911 call goes out before she does anything. Once she walks around and she places the child inside the box, a second call to 911 goes out.
Kelsey says the latest box will be at the Decatur Township Station and will help increase awareness. There are 2 other baby boxes in Indiana, both in firehouses, one in LaPorte County and one in Allen County. Critics of the law, however, argue it creates almost no safety regulations for the boxes. A leading white nationalist who lives in Indiana has been released from jail after serving a sentence for violating his probation for harassing a protester at a Donald Trump rally in Kentucky. In May, Matthew Heimbach was sentenced to 38 days in jail. Heimbach founded the Traditionalist Worker Party, which the Southern Poverty Law Center describes as a neo-Nazi group that advocates for racially pure communities. Indiana Right to Life leaders are calling for an investigation into Hoosier doctors who they claim are failing to report abortions performed on girls under the age of 16. Indiana law requires doctors to report all abortions performed on girls 16 and under. A representative for Right to Life Bloomington says the law is meant to protect girls.
Given that as high as 1 in 4 girls may experience sexual abuse before they turn 18, it's likely that some of these pregnancies were not the result of consensual activity.
Indiana Right to Life says nearly 50 consumer complaints have been filed against 9 Indiana physicians who allegedly didn't follow the reporting requirements. Planned Parenthood of Indiana and Kentucky says in a statement, state records show it is adhering to reporting requirements for minors in its facilities. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb discussed trade and immigration with Vice President Mike Pence earlier this week during a trip to Washington. Holcomb says he voiced concerns over President Trump's support for trade tariffs. Any foreign retaliation could economically hurt Indiana, a major manufacturing state and agricultural exporter. Well, Hoosiers can now plan to start paying more sales tax for almost everything they buy online after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled such taxation legal. Online purchases made in Indiana will be subject to the 7% sales tax up front. The state passed legislation in 2017 to collect online sales tax from most businesses. The Utilities District of Western Indiana is reducing electricity rates for the first time in more than 25 years. The rate decrease is 4%. UDWI is also reducing the facility charge that all customers pay by $2 and eliminating the seasonal rates, so customers will now pay the same price for energy regardless of the time of year.
We still will be on a higher side, but we certainly shouldn't be by any means the highest rates in Indiana like they were at one point. Most importantly, I think it'll give our members a true sense that we're running their system prudently, we're using their money wisely.
Ratepayers will see the change reflected on their August bills. Child says the co-op will work to keep the lower rates locked in place for the next 3 years. Vigo County is moving forward with its plans to build a convention center. A consultant presented renderings of the project this week to the county's Capital Improvement Board. The projected cost is $25 million. The county is considering a food and beverage tax to help fund the project. State lawmakers approved the tax during this year's legislative session. The city of Kokomo and the Firefighters Union have reached a contract agreement. The two sides have been at odds for about a year and have been operating without a contract. Now, the new contract includes a 1% pay raise for the remainder of this year and a 1% pay raise each year in 2019 and 2020, as well as a $900 monthly stipend for retirees. Democratic Senator Joe Donnelly and Republican Senator Todd Young are praising President Trump's efforts to recover the remains of American soldiers killed in the Korean War. More than 170 soldiers from Indiana never returned from the war. Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un have pledged to work to return as many of the remains of the nearly 7,700 U.S. troops that are still unaccounted for following that war. And Joe, a lot of those families just looking for some type of closure, knowing that their loved one's neighbor came back, but not exactly what happened.
Yeah. Barbara, thanks so much. Coming up next on Indiana Newsdesk. Hoosier dairy farmers are worried about their futures as a major milk buyer pulls out of most of its contracts in the state. Plus, we'll head to a Terre Haute park and show you how a bike park is working to accommodate disabled veterans. These stories and more right here on Indiana Newsdesk.
The WTIU WFIU news team connects Indiana to the world. We bring you the top news of the day on radio, TV, and online. We round up the stories that have people talking each week and dig deep into the issues that affect your community the most. The WTIU WFIU news team is where you are and telling your story.
$10,000.
15? 15, you think?
20, 21,000?
600.
20. 18.5.
24.
It's at least 40.
Look at it.
4,500,000.
650.
20.
650.
This textile would be worth about $500,000.
$500,000?
No way.
I knew it's just a blanket.
Laying on the back of a chair. Well, sir, you have a national treasure.
Wow.
A national treasure. Congratulations.
I can't believe this.
Welcome back to Indiana Newsdesk. When Dean Foods decided to end procurement contracts with 27 of its 28 Hoosier farmers, dairy experts worried about the ramifications. Some farmers were lucky enough to find new markets for their milk, others were not. My colleague Brock Turner joins us now.
Thanks, Joe. When farmers found out 3 months ago they were losing their Dean's contracts, many were optimistic they'd be able to sell their milk somewhere else. But the demand just isn't there anymore, and a lot of farmers are having to rethink their futures.
John Claycamp says dairy farming is in his blood. He's been the owner of Lot Hill Dairy Farm in Jackson County for nearly 30 years. With his wife by his side, he's raised 4 kids and hundreds of cattle.
Those cows, they get breakfast first, and they get dinner first, and that's just the way it is.
Claycamp grew up on the farm. He and his father still work 7 days a week to ensure the cows are happy and healthy. He says there is nothing else he'd rather be doing.
Right or wrong, they always come first. Cows are out, cows having calves, cows need milk, and they need fed. That's just the way it is, and you do tend to put that before everything else.
This pasture in rural Jackson County was once home to more than 100 dairy cows. Now, Claycamp milks less than 40. The rising costs of feed and supplies paired with a decreased demand for milk has caused farmers like John across Indiana and the nation to cut the number of cows they milk. In 1975, the average American drank 8.5 ounces of liquid milk every day. Today, Americans drink about 5 ounces. Indiana Dairy Producers Executive Director Doug Lehman says farmers across Indiana will continue to be forced to make difficult decisions about their futures. Lehman was a dairy farmer for nearly 40 years. He raised his family on the farm. But in 2011, Lehman quit milking cows because the margins were too slim to support his family. He says it was the hardest decision of his life.
We got to be real about it, and life does go on after milking cows. I can attest to that myself. So there is life after milking cows. I want people to understand that too. We're not wanting anybody to have to get out, but some may have to make those tough decisions.
2 out of every 3 Indiana dairy farms have closed up shop since 1997. That year, there were nearly 3,000 dairy farms in Indiana. Today, there are less than 1,000, and the situation continues to get worse.
But we're all helpless at this time. There's not really anything I can personally do to come out and affect them getting a market. We can help with the communications, and that's what I'm trying to do. But, we cannot force somebody to take them on as a customer.
It is unclear exactly why Dean Foods pulled contracts from nearly all Hoosier farmers. The company declined to comment for this story, but in a statement wrote increased competition and the introduction of new plants at a time when there is an industry-wide surplus of fluid milk, processing capacity forced us into this position. During what Dean Foods called a period of overproduction, the state recently celebrated the opening of another plant. This new Walmart facility in Fort Wayne is one of the largest in the country. Some former Dean Foods producers got contracts from Walmart, but not all of them. It's estimated that 6 producers in Indiana haven't found a new market. Claycamp is among them. He admits the easiest thing to do would be to sell his dairy farm, But he doesn't want to leave the industry he's dedicated his life to without putting up a fight. That's why every Saturday, he attends a local farmer's market in Seymour. He loads up his trailer and brings coolers filled with gelato, milk, and cheese.
I can help you. I am sold out. Thank you. We'll see you next week. The only thing I have left is pepper jack. I'm not Walmart. I don't need to make millions of dollars a year. I just want to make the farm payment, and that's it.
In the meantime, Clay Camp will savor every moment he gets with his cows out on the pasture, and he'll keep fine-tuning his recipes. Folks debate whether his chocolate milk has too much chocolate or not enough. For now, he's going to stick with his current recipe.
Dairy industry experts say additional processing facilities could ultimately help local farmers because raw, unprocessed milk can't travel very far. That might explain why Indiana's Economic Development Corporation and the city of Fort Wayne gave the Walmart facility $165 million in incentives and tax cuts to locate here. However, some dairy experts say it's a double-edged sword and that those incentives for Walmart forced Dean Foods to pull its procurement contracts.
Brock, thank you very much. An increasing number of Indiana police and fire departments are using drone technology to help navigate emergency situations. According to the Center for the Study of the Drone at Bard College, the number of public safety agencies with drones has increased more than 80% in the past year. As Barbara Brozier reports, their success has other industries looking to drones for solutions.
Like the community it sits in, the Noble County Sheriff's Department is relatively small. But technology the department invested in back in 2016 is helping police here work more efficiently.
I can't overstate how much value and how much of a resource multiplier it has been for us.
Before the department bought 2 drones, it didn't have access to its own aircraft for emergency situations. It cost nearly $400 an hour to hire a helicopter, but the department can operate a drone for about $20 an hour.
There's no standing by and waiting for the state police to be contacted to bring a helicopter out.
They use a controller outfitted with a large display screen to get a bird's eye view of emergency situations. It's useful for everything from analyzing a crash site to finding a missing person. The power of the small devices became clear from the first time officers used them. In that case, police were engaged in a pursuit with a suspect.
When we got there, it took us about 5 minutes to deploy the drone. And within 3 or 4 minutes, we had located the suspect. And then we just simply followed him with the drone until ground units had caught up to him and were able to apprehend him.
But some Hoosiers worry about police and fire departments using this kind of technology. That's something the Wayne Township Fire Department experienced firsthand when it announced it was starting a drone program.
There was a lot of uproar over privacy issues with the drones.
State laws dictate how emergency responders can use drones. Police and fire investigators have to obtain a search warrant in order to use them, unless it's an emergency situation. And Pruitt says most of the calls his department responds to are emergencies.
We've conducted search and rescue operations like went on with the incident involving the young boy in Columbus, missing kayaker in Bartholomew County, plane crash up in Carroll County.
Pruitt says he expects drones will eventually become a tool every fire department has. And Indiana State University sees potential far beyond emergency responders. It started the state's first bachelor's degree in unmanned systems a few years ago.
We create individuals that can go from I call it the landscaper model, where they have a truck and a drone and they'll take whatever job they can get.
Students learn how to build and repair the drones. Then they get hands-on experience flying them in a variety of missions.
We've got a couple students working for a roofing company that has started to use drones with software that'll automatically detect hail damage.
Morgan says there's no shortage of jobs for students, and he expects the demand to only increase as more public sector companies turn to drones to do things they otherwise can't.
We've got the distance from me, which is 1,400 feet now.
For police and fire departments, it's a no-brainer. The drones are cheaper, faster, and help keep them out of harm's way.
I wish we would have had the drones a lot sooner than we actually have them.
For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Barbara Brozier.
And a Vigo County bike park that honors members of the military is adding a trail for disabled veterans. The 300-acre Griffin Bike Park in Terre Haute was dedicated in 2016. It's named for Dale Griffin, who was killed in Afghanistan. There's a memorial to Griffin, and photos of Indiana soldiers killed since 9/11 line the trails at the park.
We really want to honor our veterans and give them something to do.
Moore manages the bike park. There was a groundbreaking this week for what's being called the Warrior Trail. It will run along a lake and be wider than other trails in order to accommodate wheelchairs. Moore says he wants to give veterans a chance to get out and exercise.
It's not all about going fast and riding the hairiest stuff out here. Part of it's about just getting going.
All the materials are being donated and volunteers are doing all the work. Moore says he hopes to have the Warrior Trail complete by spring. And that's the end of this program, but our work continues online as we cover the news throughout the week at WTIUnews.org. Have a great weekend.
Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Smithville Fiber, the Gigacity Company, fiber internet, HD, and digital IPTV in southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. Mallard Grodner Attorneys, providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis, lawmg.com. The IU School of Education, preparing teachers, scholars, and administrators to improve teaching in Indiana and around the world. education.indiana.edu. IU Alumni Association, connecting IU's network of alumni and sharing the Indiana spirit through scholarships, advocacy, and volunteerism. alumni.iu.edu. The Radio and TV News Endowment, a fund established by listeners and viewers to sustain reporting of Indiana news. More information at indianapublicmedia.org/support. And by WTIU members. Thank you.